Welcome to the podcast. It's Night Fever, and today I've got a very special guest, my good friend David. He is an avid football supporter, and he's also been to watch Auckland FC as well. David, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jenks. It's a great pleasure to be on the show. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Auckland FC, you've had the honour of watching them yourself. How did all that come about?
Well, it was a special period in my life. Just turning 40 at the start of this year, and getting the call from yourself to come down and visit, and to be part of visiting New Zealand for the first time, which was a wonderful experience. And as you say, I'm an avid football fan. I'm from Blackpool in the north of England, and follow the English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, where I'm based in Spain, in Seville at the moment. And obviously taking a keen interest in Auckland, thanks to yourself. And obviously part of the trip was to come and see the Black Knights. And I had the pleasure to see the team 3 times, and managed to see the team win 3 times. So it was a fantastic experience overall.
Yeah, it was really good to have you over as well, to go to the games and just create those special moments of going to a match together. And you had a 100% winning record as well. Yeah, very, very fortunate to see the team win 3 times, and 3 really, really entertaining games, and most of all, of course, was the derby match with Wellington Phoenix, a thumping 6-1 win, fantastic atmosphere. I was very impressed by the fans. Certainly the port as well. The port section were making a lot of noise, and I like the shoes up in the air, which I've never seen before. But I love that chant specifically, and it was a great experience. Fans made a lot of noise, very passionate, very knowledgeable, to say that it's a new team, and it was great to be there, and great to be part of it, and see a good brand of attacking football, and of well-organised football, which has gone into this season as well, I see. So from those 3 games you watched, you were lucky enough to get 3 wins. After you finished watching, I think we went on a little bit of a spell where we didn't get those results coming in. Were there any players that stood out to you when you were watching from the stands?
Yeah, I mean, I love a set piece taker, a free kick taker, corner taker. I think it's a great art in football, and a great skill, and it's a great way of getting a goal. So for me, obviously, Francis de Vries caught my eye straight away. His deliveries are impeccable. 9 times out of 10, he will put the ball exactly where you want that ball to be. And Auckland have got a great weapon there, that when he's whipping them balls in from the left-hand side, from corners and from free kicks as well, it's a great chance for Auckland to get a goal. And the accuracy that he has with that wonderful left foot is absolutely marvelous. And you can see why they get a lot of chances and goals, thanks to the assist from De Vries. So a great all-round player as well. Hard defender, well-positioned, well-organised. You can see he's well-liked with all the players as well, from the spirit that he shows. But obviously he stands out from his assists as well. It's just a fantastic set-piece taker.
Yeah, he sure is. He's consistent as well. Week in, week out. Even this season, in his 2nd season, he's putting in really good performances, linking the defence and the attack really well. He's a big guy as well for a left back. He's not your typical physique for a left back, but he gets up and down that wing. Yeah, he's been instrumental really for the team, and often comes out as player of the match each weekend. With the level of play that you were seeing in the 3 games that you were here, you've seen a lot of Blackpool. Blackpool's your hometown. Real Betis is your adopted team, and you're a regular there, season member. Where do you think the standard of play fits in within a system we're familiar with, like, say, the English League?
Yeah, obviously, I from seeing the three games there and watching a lot of the matches when I can, you can see that the English Premier League's had a lot of influence in the way that the team plays. Very, yeah, hard, like basketball, football at times, going from one end to another.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed by how defensively organised the team are. Certainly last season as well in the debut season. I thought Auckland acquitted themselves very, very well, and the focal point of that was the defense and the well marshaled defense that the team have got. You can see that they're built on a strong, solid foundation, and yeah, that you can see that that's been drilled in by the manager, and obviously for a winning team. You need a strong defense and a strong foundation to build upon to get attacking qualities and attacking chances. If you've got that strong defense, a good goalkeeper as well, can win
Yeah.
you matches when you're not playing well up front. But I would say, quality wise, yeah, from Blackpool's level in League One, yeah, I thought last season Auckland were probably a higher League One team for sure.
Yeah.
I think this season probably like Auckland could potentially fit in the top 10. It's a good standard of football to watch, and you can see that there's some quality moments in matches.
Definitely a fair analysis there. I'd say they slot in around about mid-table, going up a little bit towards the top of League One. And you can see the players that come across to the A-League who are still in, the peak of their footballing careers. They come from those clubs in and around League One, a couple League Two, lower end Championship. So I think that's the standard that we've got. You say like back into a lot of long balls, but the key definitely for Auckland last season was defense. Sakai, the captain, instrumental really. And you noticed the change last season when Dan Hall got injured. That was the beginning of our little lull in the season. And then when you came over, everything came back together again, and we got those run of victories, which was amazing. How have you seen so far this season compared to last season for Auckland FC?
Yeah, I see that the defensive philosophy is still there. It's not been well implemented as last season. I think maybe the surprise of last season caught a few teams off guard, and it took them a while to figure out, so to speak, Auckland. I think that in a way, maybe teams have done that to an extent, but I say that only to an extent because Auckland have still had a very, very good start to the season. So I think that's a possibility that they know that the players and the system that they play in only a 4-4-2. I noticed for the last game with the Derby it was 4-2-3-1. So
Yeah,
but there's not as many surprises this year. So I think that's one element. And two, just on the back of last season, which was a terrific season overall, disappointing ending, but you've got to look at it like the team were first in the league overall,
yeah,
going into those playoffs, and yeah, tremendous first season. So the coming back to the second season, it's always like, how can we do this better and how can we improve? And I think that there's always going to be it's going to be difficult to yeah to get off to a better start than the team did. I think was it like what 4, 5, 6 wins on the trot? It
yeah.
was start off
Six
with
in a
last season
row.
tremendous.
Yeah, that's
Amazing
right.
start. So I think it's taken the team like some time to gel and bed in. They've had some iffy results, let's say, but overall, I think the team it still shows the hallmarks and the foundation and the identity of last season.
Definitely kept that identity at the back. And we've had a lot of injuries this at the beginning of this season, some suspensions. We're almost back to full fitness now, full squad. Just still missing Sakai at the back, but Callan Elliott, he's come in at right back and he's been solid. I'm really impressed with him as a player. Are there any players that have stood out to you so far this season that you've managed to see?
I remember Randall from last season, and I know that he's like a tricky, elegant player. Another type of player that I like to see. I think anyone like who likes tricky attacking midfielders that are going to create chances. I can't remember exactly which game, but did he score 2 goals and had a really great importance in one of the matches. And I think that he took my eye as well.
Yeah,
And you mentioned about Sakai as well. Yeah, obviously a big presence, international player, captain, leader, and yeah, when you have someone like that out, the team are gonna feel it for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully he comes back soon.
You were here for the big Derby win, the 6-1 victory over the Phoenix, probably the highlight of all Auckland FC's fans last season, where we got 3 wins out of 3 against our New Zealand Derby rivals. Most recently, last weekend, we played the Phoenix, and this was match number 5 of the Derby. It was the 7th game of the season, and you were able to catch the game against the Phoenix.
Yes, I managed to watch it relive. I couldn't get up to see it in the morning, but I got to see the whole game without finding out, and obviously delighted with the result. Easy to say now, but I did tell my dad the night before. I said that I've got a prediction of 3-1. Choose if
Oh,
you want to believe me with that, but yeah, obviously a great win, and what a tumultuous game. I mean, a typical derby match. It
yeah,
had
had it all.
everything, didn't it?
2 penalty kicks missed, a red card. It was a proper derby day, wasn't it?
It
Um,
was.
and what an occasion, a beautiful sunny Auckland day compared to the previous weekends when there was a waterlogged pitch. It was great to be back for me, back in the stands on a sunny day, watching Auckland get all 3 points. Any standout players from last weekend with the game against the Phoenix?
I think I think collectively the team you have to you mentioned that the team played. I think the team played very well for the majority of the game. I think Auckland controlled the match until, funny enough, the red card, which I
Yeah,
thought was a red card. You would think then that Auckland would go on to win the game comfortably, which the team did in the end. But it had an adverse effect because the exact opposite happened. Got to give credit to Wellington Phoenix. They dug in deep. They showed a lot of spirit. They created chaos, and that unsettled Auckland for a good 20 minutes and got the equaliser in that moment and had another good chance, which was a great save from the Auckland goalkeeper. But I think overall, yeah, Auckland controlled the match well. Um, yeah, a great penalty from De Vries in the end, and then obviously, yeah, he got the rebound in,
yeah,
and then Cosgrove, he missed the penalty, which I understand why he didn't want to take that second penalty. And yeah, another player that I like, scoring the third goal. Yeah, I like
yeah.
he's a battle-hardened player, and ultimately got the key goal that just gave Auckland a bit of comfort, but. I think it was a really good team performance overall. Like I said, for a good 15, 20 minutes, the team suffered with the pressure, I think, of the match. And then obviously credit to Phoenix for coming into that game and creating that chaos, which did unsettle the team. But overall, yeah, Auckland got over the line and another big derby win. I think that's 5 straight wins that Auckland have had
That's right. Yeah.
in derby matches. So yeah, that's fantastic. And 1 defeat in 7 to start the season. So that's a very good start overall.
It is very good. Yeah. I think we're a little bit more realistic this season. We got carried away with all the hype and the winning runs. The challenges we've had at the beginning part of this season, it's just going to make us stronger and gel better as a team. And with all those players coming back in, we started to see the results of that against the Phoenix on the weekend. What we'll do now, Dave, is we're going to go into the general structure of the podcast whenever I do a match reaction. So, like the context of the game, we've already discussed it. It was the New Zealand Derby. And we packed out the stands with 22,993. Our best this season. It's also the best of the A League as well so far this season. A little bit less than when you were here for the Derby in January, but the crowds were there, full voice. There were tifos going on in the stadium as well, and flags, and a good number of Phoenix fans as well came up for the match. So for people who are not familiar with the geography of New Zealand, Wellington is a good 8 hours drive away, or maybe an hour's flight. So it's a good effort for away fans to travel to Auckland for the match. So the lineup against the Phoenix on the weekend, Auckland went with a different formation. They went with the 4-2-3-1, Dave, as you said, they went with Val continuing in goal. He put in a couple of good saves. He's made the position his own. Ollie Sale, who we signed from Perth Glory, he's still waiting for his first start of the season for Auckland FC. In the defence, we went again with the same centre-backs, Dan Hall and Girdwood Reich. Previously, in the last game against the Newcastle Jets, they didn't have that gelling of defensive partnership that they've had previously. So it was something to improve on for the team. At right back, we saw Callan Elliott. He was back in the team again, replacing Sakai, who's currently out injured. Left back, a man we've talked about already, Dave's player of last season, Francis de Vries. He put in another outstanding performance at left back. In the central midfield, captain Jake Brimmer was alongside Louis Verstraete. On the right of midfield, Rogerson was back following his 2-game suspension. Rogerson giving us the width that we've missed. We've started recently with Bruck out on the right midfield. He has a tendency to come inside a lot. He's more dominant with his left foot. So he comes inside, which leaves us a little bit open on the right of midfield, could sometimes expose Elliott. So having Rogerson back in the team give us that extra width, which put Bruck into the middle, an attacking midfielder, number 10 style role, something that we see the qualities of week in, week out with Bruck. On the left of midfield, Randall, not too good of a game against the Jets, but we saw Randall come back in this weekend with a better performance. And up front, Englishman Sam Cosgrove, he likes to pick up a couple of yellow cards along the way. He was spearheading the attack, and the more games that Cosgrove is playing, the more he is implementing well into the squad, reading the game. It's a different league for the Englishman coming into the A-League to get used to, but the link-up play I can definitely see is coming together. So the first half, it started with a high tempo. Auckland struck very early in the 7th minute. The goal came from good wing play. Callan Elliott down the right. He fed Logan Rogerson, who got to the byline, cut it back for Lachlan Bruck. He made no mistake, smashed it into the back of the net. For much of the first half, Auckland looked comfortable, controlling the tempo, creating chances and looking dangerous on the break. Bruck, Rogerson and Cosgrove, they offered a real threat up front, and the service from Elliott and Verstraete helped stretch the Phoenix defence. Wellington Phoenix, for their part, they showed resilience, but seemed a little disjointed early on, under pressure from Auckland's organised shape. They struggled to match the movement and tempo, especially out wide, where Auckland exploited space well. There weren't any major defensive mistakes from Auckland in the first 45. The backline and midfield were firm enough, limiting Phoenix's quality chances. By halftime, Auckland led 1-0. Dave, what did you think of that first half?
Yeah, I think Auckland controlled the first half very well overall. Started very, very good. So real strong tempo, good, getting into to the opposition and a good high press. And I thought that the team showed the hallmarks of last season, strong organisation, and great attacking threat from the wings as well, which led to that first goal, a great first goal as well. I thought it was a well-worked move from the wide area onto Rogerson, and then Bruck with a terrific finish into the roof of the net, leaving the goalkeeper with no chance whatsoever, and perfect start.
It really was. It was an emphatic goal, the start that we needed. So into the second half, right after the break, Phoenix suffered a huge blow. Their centre-back, James, he was shown a straight red card for a foul on Cosgrove, judged to have denied a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Phoenix went down to 10 men almost immediately. The red card changed everything. It handed momentum to Auckland, but Phoenix, as Dave said earlier, to their credit, they didn't crumble. Captain Alex Rufer, he struck back around the 55th minute. He unleashed a powerful half volley from the edge of the area and beat the keeper, levelling the match at 1-1. At that point, it looked like Phoenix might hang on despite being a man down. It made it a cagey contest. Their goalkeeper, Josh Alawayimi, He was outstanding. He denied Rogerson with a header, kept out a Cosgrove shot, and looked sharp under pressure. Auckland kept probing. Around the 70th minute, a second penalty was awarded after Cosgrove was bundled over by Wellington defender Dan Edwards. This time, Francis de Vries picked up the ball, stepped up to take the kick. Oluwayemi saved the spot kick yet again, but de Vries reacted quickly enough to tap in the rebound. It made it 2-1 to Auckland. With that goal came a shift in control. Phoenix looked drained, both physically and mentally. Auckland sensed it, and in the 80th minute, substitutes Guillermo Mai, he came off the bench, volleyed home at the back post from a tight angle from a cross from Cosgrove. It sealed the contest 3-1. From there, Auckland managed the game comfortably. They maintained their shape, kept pressure, cut out Phoenix's attempts, and sought out the final minutes professionally. Dave, let's talk about that second half. What were your thoughts on that?
You mentioned it perfectly. A very cagey second half. If it was a very controlled and controlling the tempo first half from Auckland, it was very, very cagey in the second half. And like I mentioned before, it was a thought with the red card, it would have given the ascendancy to Auckland, but it was the exact opposite. Phoenix came back and dug in deep, got that goal, which was a mistake from Brook, who scored the first goal. And then it was anybody's game there. Auckland had obviously more chances. There was one that was off the line, which was a great clearance. I've got to give credit to the Phoenix goalkeeper. He was fantastic all game round. He made some fantastic saves, certainly in the second half when it was 1-1. And I was just getting that feeling that, is it going to be one of those games that maybe the odd man gets the advantage, like in the reverse fixture down in Wellington, where Auckland had those two men sent off and still managed to win by 2-0? Was it going to be Phoenix's moment to get revenge and get the draw? But credit to Auckland. I think that little by little, they got the game together. They got their organisation back. And after missing that first penalty, I think it was the right decision for someone else to step up. I think de Vries, like I mentioned before, great set play taker. Obviously missed. I think it was more of a good save. Sometimes it's easy to say, well, he missed, it's a bad penalty. I thought that both penalties were good. I thought de Vries was better. But sometimes you got to give credit to the goalkeeper, obviously. But he was Johnny on the spot, right time. There he was to put the ball in the net. Then they took the ascendancy of the match. Then they had that control back, and obviously went on to get the third goal and ultimately win the game. But very, very, just as football can be, very unpredictable. And when there's high tension, high stakes, and high drama, when there is a derby match, just shows you that you think you've got it won, and then the exact opposite could happen. But credit to Auckland for getting rid of that brain fog and assuming the tempo of the match and assuming in control of the game and ultimately winning the match.
Yeah, that's right. And you mentioned Oluwayemi. From a visiting goalkeeper coming to Go Media Stadium, it's the best performance I've seen from any goalkeeper coming to the ground. Yeah, he played absolutely amazing to have those two penalty stops and also those key saves as well. He really dominated his area. Despite conceding 3 goals on the day, he prevented it being an almost avalanche scoreline.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have been like what I saw, 6-1 for sure. And I think that it wouldn't have been fair on Wellington, that scoreline, because they played their part in this game. Obviously, it's a derby. I know for fans of Auckland wanting to win this, obviously really want to win the derby. And obviously, I've taken a shine to the team since obviously from knowing you and you going to the matches. But sometimes you've got to see how it is. And Wellington put up a really good fight in this match. And certainly the embodiment of the spirit of the team was the goalkeeper. He was fantastic from start to finish. Pulled off numerous saves and numerous difficult saves, like low on the floor, palming the ball over the bar, making some acrobatic saves. I thought he dominated his area very, very well when he was in the D as well. So he's a good all round goalkeeper that they've got, and it took everything from Auckland, the kitchen sink, to throw it at them to ultimately get the team over the line, because for some chunks of that second half it was looking like this could be a draw, could could the unthinkable happen and Phoenix get the win. But yeah, the goalkeeper played a really, really good match, and he should take credit from that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to run through the players now from the starting lineup. Just give them a rating out of 10. Michael Vow in goal, 6.4 for Vow. Elliott at right back, very solid once again, a 7.8 for Elliott. Hall and Gerwood Reich, a much better performance this time round. 6.9 for Hall, Gerwood Reich, 7.1. De Vries, he got that goal following a penalty kick miss. Another key performance from De Vries, 7.2. Captain Brimmer kept a little bit quieter this game. He did get substituted off late in the second half, 6.3 for Brimmer. For Strata, 6.9. Rogerson back from his suspension, a key to Auckland in attack, providing that more width, a 6.8 for Logan. Brook, he got that goal, the goal that started the match, 7.1 for Brook. Randall, a better performance this weekend out on the left, an 8.1 for him. Cosgrove, he picked up a yellow card, but overall it was a good performance from Cosgrove, getting on the end of a lot of long balls, linking up play a lot better. You can see the team reading each other much better in the forward line, a 7.8 for Cosgrove. For the Phoenix, outstanding performance from Oluwayemi. As I said earlier, best keeper I've seen come to Go Media Stadium from an opposition team. I'm only going to give him a rating. I won't go through the rest of the team, but he's going to get a 9.4 for his performance. Oluwayemi, although on the opposition team and on the losing team, I think he was the standout player on the field that day. Dave, which players, we've talked about Oluwayemi, any other players that stood out for you for this match?
Yeah, I thought De Vries again had a really good game. Not just his penalty ultimately that he scored. I thought he always brings a lot of creativity to the team. This is my first real. I've seen a few matches of Cosgrove and his performances. He's a battled player, and he likes to pick up a lot of yellow cards. But I think he knits well with the team, and I can see that he's starting to form associations with the rest of the attacking players. But he just needs to, have that balance, strike that happy medium between obviously being a forceful player and not going over the top. Because he's card happy, isn't he?
He sure is. I'm not sure how far away he is from getting a suspension. I know once you pick up a certain amount of yellows, I know in other leagues it's 5. He must be pretty close to that 5 at the moment. So
Seems like it, doesn't it?
yeah, I'm sure Coach Corica, he's got that at the back of his mind, how he's going to shape up his team for when Cozzy's going to get his suspension. We'll see how that develops going forwards. So here are some key stats from the game. Possession-wise, Auckland 49% to Wellington Phoenix's 51. Phoenix just edging it there in the possession. Total shots, 23, all up for Auckland and 9 for Phoenix. Of those, 13 on target for Auckland and 2 for the Phoenix. Corner kicks, Auckland with 6 to Phoenix's 3, and the penalties awarded, Auckland getting those 2 penalties, unable to convert, but lucky enough for De Vries to get the rebound in. Red cards, the Phoenix win that one. 1 red card for the Phoenix, James in the 46th minute. The attendance, as said earlier, a very impressive 22,993. The XG for the game, Auckland ran out with a 4.95 XG to the Phoenix's 0.64. Passing success rate, it was equal 73% for both teams. Yellow cards, 2 for Auckland, 3 for the Phoenix. And of the goalkeepers, Michael Vow, 1 save to Oluwayemi's 10 saves. An outstanding performance from the visiting goalkeeper. Tackle success rate was pretty low for both teams, 50% for Auckland and 40% for the Phoenix. My man of the match is someone who came back into the starting 11 following his suspension, giving us the width that we needed to get down the flank to get those balls coming into the box. Logan Rogerson is my man of the match. It makes sense. His early assist, his movement, his threat, it carried weight, and he played a key role disrupting the Phoenix's defense all night. Dave, any stats from yourself?
Yeah, I was surprised to read that this was Auckland's first ever penalty given, which was remarkable, really, considering the amount of the games that they've played. And like London buses, there were not just one, but two of them that was given in the end. So yeah, it was surreal to find out that nugget of information. And also, that was Auckland's the first time that Auckland have conceded a goal in the second half. Shows that the team are very resolute normally, coming down the back stretch of matches. So yeah, interesting to find out those pieces of information.
Some great stats. You even brought something to my attention I wasn't too familiar with. So that's good to know. So the takeaways from the match and what it means going forward for both teams. For Auckland FC, this result reinforces their dominance in the derby. It's 5 wins from 5. They've established a psychological and competitive superiority in this fixture. The team showed resilience and maturity even when Phoenix equalised down to 10 men. Auckland did stay composed, kept working, and didn't panic. It's a sign of a growing maturity in the squad, useful if they are serious after pushing for top honours. The performance also highlights the value of squad depth. Substitute Guillermo Mai, he made the difference with a composed finish. De Vries' readiness to react quickly for the rebound shows that impact doesn't always come from the big name forwards. For the Phoenix, this match, it'll hurt. The red card was obviously a turning point, but the bigger issue perhaps, game management. Down to 10 men, they showed spirit, but couldn't deal with the sustained pressure, especially in the second half. Their defence, it was stretched. The lack of attacking threat after the card meant they couldn't capitalise or regroup. Also, conceding 2 penalties shows risk in defending behaviour under pressure. Looking ahead, Phoenix, they need to reassess their defensive discipline going into next week. They must avoid careless fouls in the box and red card offences. For Auckland, this performance, it gives confidence. They might stick to a familiar midfield and backline, trust in their attacking depth, while maybe looking to refine midfield control. Away to Central Coast Mariners on Friday night, who haven't won in the last 3 matches. Most recently, they had a 2-1 home defeat to top of the table, Sydney FC. Dave, what's your final thoughts going forward after this match?
Well, it's a terrific derby match. Obviously, an important win. It's not just 3 points, is it? It's a huge boost for the team, and obviously bragging rights of the best team in New Zealand with a 5-5 now. Auckland just got to take that confidence and momentum into the forthcoming matches. Obviously, get Sakai back. Try to keep this solidity at the back and keep this identity that the team have formed since the very beginning. And ultimately, yeah, challenge for the top places going into the playoffs, and ultimately go a couple of steps better at the end of the season.
Yeah, all up, it was a big night for Auckland FC. A win, derby victory, 3 points, and a show of character. The perfect recipe for a Knights Fever episode. A massive credit to the lads, but also respect to the Phoenix for fighting until the end. As always, we'll keep watching, keep analysing. And because this season, it's only going to get tougher. In the next few days, I look forward to our next match against Central Coast Mariners away this Friday night. I'll also be doing a watch along. So if you haven't got access to the match, you can follow everything that's happening in the watch along on my YouTube channel.
So obviously, Jenks, you've been living every moment of the Auckland games this season, both home and obviously away, watching from home. But obviously, this was a big match. I remember seeing it with you, the 6-1 victory with Wellington Phoenix. I know I lived through that memorable match. How was it for you living through this particular derby match? Tell me about the sights and sounds, and how you felt about living this latest derby.
Yeah, Dave, as soon as those fixture lists come out, you look for certain matches that you're going to look forward to, and it's always a derby match. And being the only home derby match this season, a lot of attention on that. Couldn't wait for it. It was penciled in. I knew instantly the 6th of December, it's going to be the derby match. And yeah, a lot of excitement as you would expect for any derby game. The Phoenix coming to town. You've always got that thing, oh, maybe is this going to be the time when that winning run finishes? Are they going to snatch a point out of the game? Are we going to continue? All the scenarios running through your head. But it was excitement and it was confidence as well, because we've gone through a little bit of a sticky patch with players out suspended, injuries. Although, yeah, we talked about it earlier. Sakai still injured, which is key, but Callum Elliott, he's come into the team and done an outstanding job. I was quietly confident that now things are going to start gelling back together, and it's only going to get stronger from this point. The day itself, it was a glorious day, sunny. The drive to the stadium, trying to find parking was harder than usual because more fans were at the game. It was our highest attendance of the season. Walk into the match, you see the crowds of people coming together. It's just a great feeling going to a football match and seeing the stand slowly fill up. The Port fans arriving, they did their usual march around the stadium. They haven't done it for a few games, but they brought it back for this one. So the atmosphere was building differently. We had a lot of extra people that don't usually go to the games because it was a derby game. It just added to the whole feeling of on the day. And yeah, I took up my usual place in the port, brought a couple of flags, and just enjoyed the occasion, chatting with people. And the tifos that the port brought as well were really good. It was an inclusive feeling being there. The game itself didn't disappoint. Lots of action. Usually you kick yourself when your team misses a penalty, but you still felt it was alive. The game was there for the taking. It was a great day, a great occasion. It's a shame it's only one derby this weekend. It's like a normal league anywhere in the world. You only get one home derby, but we were lucky last season to get two home derbies. The Phoenix have the joy of hosting us for two derbies this season. The next one will be in February when Auckland go away to the Phoenix. I'll hope to get to that if I can, but otherwise I'll be watching on TV, maybe doing some watch-alongs on the YouTube channel. Yeah, what a great day. I feel it was a turning point for Auckland. The sticky patch out of the way. Now we can continue, get some winning runs going as well. We've had the sticky spell at the early part of the season rather than the middle of the season. So coming good, I'm sure we'll be right up there with the leading teams, with Sydney FC, Brisbane as well. They've had a massive turnaround from last season. It's going to be quite tight up the top for Auckland, Sydney, Brisbane, and even Perth. Perth have turned their season around. They're now in the top 5 after finishing at the bottom last season. So I'm looking forward to the season ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams congested at the top of the table, so no one's running away with it like obviously Auckland were to an extent last season. So I think it's got the makings of a really, really exciting and close season.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Dave, I can see in your background, you've got a very special sign up there.
Yes. Oh, that one. That's the one. Get my left and right. Yeah, the up the port. Yeah, I thought I'd make a special sign for the broadcast, and I know how important the port is. Seeing them for the 3 times I was there, and like I mentioned before, with the shoes up in the air, I absolutely adore that. It's fantastic.
A very nice touch in the background there. Is that an Auckland scarf I can see?
It is indeed. Yeah. I thought I'd make it a nice homely broadcast for yourself with as much Auckland and Black Knights memorabilia and passion that I can bring.
There you go. Representing Auckland FC in the south of Spain in Seville. Thanks very much, Dave. It's great.
No problem.
I'd like to take a really big thank you to Dave for joining me for today's episode. It's great to have you with me talking about the match, to share your experiences. And thanks very much for your time, Dave.
Yeah, it's been a big privilege. Thank you so much for inviting me, Jenks. And wish the team all the very best for the season ongoing.
Well, hopefully you can keep up with the games in the future, and it'll be great to have you back on the show at some point.
Yeah, it'd be an absolute privilege for sure.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you leave a comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until next time, up the port, up the Black Knights, and goodbye for now.
Up the paw here, up this paw.